Good day, everyone. This is Pineleaf Needles, and you're listening to DDO Players News, where we take a look at the latest news in DDO and on the tabletop. And please welcome my co-host from Ravenloft, Dracula.
Hey now, everybody. How's it going?
Hello there, Drac. I've heard that Barovia is coming down with the plague.
I actually might die before the end of the show, so this might be our last show ever. Stay tuned to find out.
But you're undead.
I'm gonna die again. Because whatever the heck this is that I have is going to kill me again.
Ooh.
And the way I feel, I think I would welcome the sweet release of death at this point.
All right, so we have the Sunsword Plague coming out.
We got something. This is horrible. But yes, I am sick, if you can't tell by my voice, so I apologize for the way that this episode might sound in advance. And any coughs I can't edit out. I'm sorry.
Then let's have a look at other things. The first note is that whatever plague Drac has got somehow spread onto the Game World servers.
Apparently, yes. I gave it some bad juju, I guess. Yeah, remember last episode we told you, hey, Wednesday, you're not going to be able to play DDO or Lotro at all because they were doing some work at the data center that was going to require a 24-hour downtime. Let me check the clock. Still down.
Yeah, still down.
The last update as we record this, it is now currently 7:01 p.m. on Thursday evening. The last update was at 4:39 p.m. Eastern, and over on the DDO Unlimited Twitter, they said progress is being made, and we are continuing to work through remaining issues. We are extending our downtime through 2 a.m. Eastern. -5 GMT, Friday, March 8th. We will keep you updated. So, fun fact, if they actually come up at 2 a.m. Eastern, as they are shooting for, that'll be a 48-hour downtime. That's insane.
Yeah, someone posted on the Lotro side, one does not simply turn it off and on again.
It's hilarious. Oh my god, that's funny. That is the greatest comment ever. Yeah, so good luck to all the little IT people that are probably not having a good time and probably haven't had a good time for the past 20-something hours. I feel for you, but yeah, I don't know. And we were kind of speculating before the show. We're not sure if this is actually DDO's and Lotro's hardware that's having the issues, or if it's hardware in the data center, because all we knew is they were going to actually move the physical servers inside of the data center. And normally that shouldn't be that major of an issue. Of course, you know, there is anytime you actually turn a server off and unplug it. Because if you didn't know, I'll give you a little insider baseball on how, like, servers work. Servers are not like your typical home PC. A server you never turn off. They are built and designed to run just for infinity, basically. You should never have to turn them off. I mean, you can, like, do, like, restarts or whatever if you have to, like we do the world restarts. But the way servers are designed and built, you should never have to turn them off. And usually, that's when really bad things happen, is when you actually do turn them off. So either something happened with the actual physical servers, or it's some kind of hardware routing issue at the data center. I don't know. I have no inside information on that. I'm just saying from my IT knowledge, from what I know, from what I have, I have had servers in data centers before. I've never actually worked inside of a data center, but I've been in plenty of them for, like, servers I've had in data centers. And that's usually the case, so I guess we'll see.
You mean then that even when they do those extended maintenance, those normal extended maintenance sessions, they normally don't turn off the servers then? They just keep them on, probably?
Usually, I would say it. I guess it depends what kind of maintenance they're doing on them. More than likely, they probably keep them on, but it really depends on what they do. I doubt they actually, if they turn them off, it's probably just a restart. I can't see them ever actually turn them off for any extended period of time for any reason.
Okay.
But I guess we'll see. So hopefully everybody is surviving without DDO. I know it's hard, but we'll make it.
I know. I guess I'll just have to play Minecraft.
Well, yeah, there you go. There's other games. Explore other games. I'm just worried about Pine Leaf because he's not able to skirmish right now in Lotro. And if you listen to Lotro players, you know this is like this. We should all be worried about Pine Leaf at this point. That is what we need to be thinking about. Is Pine Leaf is not able to skirmish right now.
Oh well, as I said, I'll have to do with Minecraft for a while. So let's head into then the one bit of stuff we can discuss, and that is we finally have a producer's letter.
Yay!
Yay!
And somebody was pretty smart by actually posting it on DDO Players in its entirety, because if that someone would not have done that, we could have to just talk about it and try to remember what was in it. But see, now we can actually read it because it's on our site as well.
Yes. Should I read it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Greetings! I am excited today to share a look at our 2019 roadmap, featuring a new expansion, new quests, a new race, and more. So far, okay, we already knew what the new race is that there was going to be a new race, of course, and a new expansion. All right, so far that all sounds like what we were expecting.
Mm-hmm.
DDO enters its 13th year with a passionate player base and a development team dedicated to making DDO great, and it couldn't be done without you. It also can't be done without the data center.
Apparently, we found that out.
We found that out, yes. You've known about our plans for an expansion into Sharn for a while now, and last week we were able to start sharing more information with you, including the debut of our first Sharn-related preview material on our public preview server, and an announcement that we will begin accepting preview material on our public preview server, and an announcement we'll begin accepting pre-orders for Mastermind of Sharn in March. Bookmark. Bookmark DDO.com Masterminds of Sharn to make sure that you have the latest information.
Again, we knew that.
Yes, we intend to follow up Sharn with a new adventure pack set in the City of Towers, but you won't need the Sharn expansion to run these quests. Update 43's Adventures Pack will be free to VIPs and Season Pass holders. Update 44 will introduce our next new class as well. Aha!
We got some news.
That's our first bit of news that we really had, and more information about what this class will be is under wraps for now, but we will have much more to share later this year.
So yes, so we're getting an adventure pack that will be set in Sharn, but you will not need the Sharn expansion to play the adventure pack, which is cool. And as you said, it's going to be free to VIPs and Season Pass holders. If you're premium, you're going to have to buy it just like you do other adventure packs.
Right.
New class, that's interesting. And they are very tight-lipped about that. I could not get anything out of them.
We'll have to try to speculate on that afterwards. See, Update 45 will arrive later in the year as well, and feature our next classic adventure pack. We don't feel it would be too early to talk about it, so we're pleased to announce that Keep of the Borderlands will offer a new experience for players and adventuring in lower levels of the game.
I see what you did there, Sev. I see what you
did. Oh, yeah, yes. Oh, yes. Yes, spelling B2 as B2, as the letter B and the number 2, of course, was the first hint of what it was going to be.
Well played, sir. Well played.
Yes, perfect. The Classic Pack will also feature several other dungeons, similar to what we did with White Plume Mountain and other tales. Some other things we are hoping to do this year is to work on epic destinies with a few targeted changes per destiny along the traditional works of Knight of the Chalice and the debut of a new racial variant. I believe they talked about that on something we concerning a certain interview we'll be discussing later on.
They did.
As always, we are honored to be the place where you enjoy the most authentic Dungeons and Dragons experience in video gaming, and we will continue to work hard to earn your patronage. Sev.
Okay, that end sentence, shots fired. So, that's all I'm going to say about that.
Fired.
You can figure that out. I laughed. I chuckled out loud when I read that. I was like, ooh. Ooh, I see how it is.
Okay.
So, yes. So, overall, we knew a lot of stuff that was in here. The big thing is, though, that adventure pack set in Sharn, another new class, and a racial variant.
Yes.
And I've got no idea because I was just looking to see what we always have. You know, we already have a game, and I'm like, I don't know what they're going to add.
Yeah, we have to look over what the current classes are and then see what kind of void is there right now.
Yeah, exactly, because it seems like it's... I mean, we have like a lot of spellcasters already. We have melees and we have range, so it's like, what else is there that we don't have that they can add in? It'll be interesting to see.
All right, so this is the list of classes that I see right now. Fortunately, the wiki is up. The Artificer, which, all right, that's our Tinkerer. Barbarians, who, of course, are your, well, barbarians, I guess. Bard, Cleric, Druid, Favored Soul, Fighter, Monk, Paladin, Ranger, Rogue, Warlock, and Wizard. So the question is, class, you probably have a better memory of what the 3-5 classes.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. There's like...
I mean, we know it's unlikely to be Scion or Psionic Warrior, so...
As much as people want.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, see, I was trying to think about this, and I'm like, there's not a lot that we don't already have, so they have to try to do something, I think, that will kind of work together with what we already have, as, you know, they try to do.
Let's see. So here are some classes. Oh, actually, that's a list of... I'm trying to think of a good list of classes, but unfortunately, the class list that I see here tends to be...
The only thing I could think of is 3-5 did have, and I can't remember off the top of my head what the name of it was. It was like a pure necromancer class, but that would kind of be like what the pale master is. But it was different than what our pale master is. So another thing I could think about would be the Hexblade. We don't have a Hexblade. So that would be...
Wait, Hexblades are warriors who possess some arcane magic ability, which they may use while wearing armor and cast spontaneously. This is also a curse their opponents, and at a higher level, inflict a level of unluck on them. Oi, that sounds like a type of thing that a tiefling would want to be.
Exactly. See, I just now thought about that. So I think that's going to be my guess. For some reason, Hexblade popped into my head. I didn't even think about Hexblade until right now. So I'm gonna put it out there so I can be wrong. I'm gonna say it's Hexblade.
Or perhaps maybe something a little bit more generic, like a war mage.
Yeah, but we already have a war. Well, yeah,
Oh,
maybe.
that's right. You're right.
I mean,
I
we
think
have a
you
war
are.
priest, so
Oh, yeah, you had the war priest, but war. See, a war mage. Actually, I believe that one of the. Is it the. No, no, I think I'm thinking fifth edition there. I was thinking, is there already some sort of arcane fighter, or is that. That sounds like a pen and paper type thing.
yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what happens, and then the racial variant is going to be interesting too because the possibilities are endless with that as well. So I guess we'll see.
Hmm.
But yeah, overall, like I said, I didn't. Let's just be honest. No, but I personally didn't have great expectations for this letter because we pretty much already knew everything beforehand. The biggest thing to me is we are getting a Sharn pack outside of the expansion, which is awesome. And the new class is cool too, and of course the variant. So overall, sorry SSG, it was just meh. But exciting news that was new in it, at least.
I'm just wondering, would a marshal work? There'd be have to be a pet class, I would think. If I
Yeah.
still think though, I still think that your guess though is probably more likely.
Like I said, I just for some reason that just popped into my head, and yeah, that would fit in good with the tiefling, which we would have by then.
Right.
I'm gonna go with that until we get any other hints, and like I said, we'll talk about this here in just a little bit. But I couldn't even get a hint from them. I tried, even quote unquote off the record. I tried, and I got nothing.
Yes, I was looking at some of the strange classes they had. I said, that's unusual. I didn't think D&D had such a class. Oh, that was from the Diablo 2 source book. No wonder it was like that. And, all right, so therefore, yeah, we're going to have a class. We don't know sure what yet. If Draculetta wins a prize, if it turns out to be a Shadowcaster.
We'll see. Probably not. I'm usually wrong at these type of things, but we'll see. We'll see when the time comes if I can say, hey, I was right. Probably not, but we'll see.
Very well. Then let's head. Anything else to say about the producer's letter before we go on?
I think I'm good with it, unless you want to say anything else about it.
No, I think that sort of covers everything. Because I think we already discussed Keep on the Borderlands in our last episode.
Yeah, we did. Yep.
Yeah, right. Then let's head into. I would love to head into our store sales and our Chronicle, but unfortunately, they seem not to be posted because servers are down and website is down and all sorts of things are down. Oh, that means then we'll have to go into an interview you had with the executive producer.
That's right. The perfect time to listen to this interview is now during the downtime because you can't be playing the game. At least you can be listening about the game. That's right.
Well, I would hope the service will be back up by the time this is posted.
That was the goal, but yeah, that didn't happen. So we kind of got some extra hits from that, though, actually. So in a weird roundabout way, thanks SSG for that. Because I think people found out, oh, hey, there's a new interview. I'll go listen to that because I can't play the game. So it kind of worked out in our favor. It sucks that the game worlds are down. I will want them up as much as anybody. But I did like the traffic hit we got. I will just say that. Just saying. Yeah.
Anything new and wonderful in that interview?
There was some stuff. Like I said, I tried to get as much information I could, but they were pretty tight-lipped about a lot of the stuff. We did, of course, talk about classic packs and what goes into making the classic packs. Talked to him about a progression server, what that would look like in DDO if they would ever do it, since it was so popular over on Lotro. We talked about Sharn, of course. Tried to get the new racial variant out of him. Did not work. I tried.
Oops.
Tried to get the date of Sharn release. That didn't help either. I tried. I'm telling you, usually I can get Seb talking a little more, but he was pretty sticking to a script this time. So
Uh-huh.
they've apparently got some big plans, and they're gonna announce it when they feel like announcing it, I guess. But I think the interview is still a great interview. It was about 45 minutes towards the end, maybe the last about 10 minutes or so. We did some community questions. I went over on the DDO Reddit and asked some questions that people wanted answered. Tried to get to as many of them as I can. As always, when I do that, when I reach out to the community, I have way more questions than we have time for. And also, there is just some stuff that people always ask that we've tried to ask before and they're not going to answer. So if I did not get to your question, I'm sorry. I am saving the ones that I know I can probably get an answer to, and the next time we have either Sev or Cordovan or one of the devs on, I will get to those questions then. So check it out. Like I said, it runs about 45 minutes or so. We did get some good stuff. He did talk about Reaper and kind of what he wants to do to Reaper and his thoughts on that. But overall, I think it was a good interview. I sure wish I could have got some more info out of him, but I enjoyed it, and I want to thank him for taking some time out of his day, because it sounds like they are all Sharn mode all the time right now and pretty busy. So for him to carve out 45 minutes of his day was amazing, and I appreciate it.
Now, if only they could, those folks down in New Jersey can get the servers running again.
Exactly. Hopefully by 2 a.m. We'll see.
Hopefully by 2 a.m. Oh, yes, please, don't let it go any longer.
Exactly.
I don't want to wake up tomorrow morning and they says, we have extended the downtime to...
Yeah, that would be horrible. Let's hope not.
Let's then go and find out what's coming in from the dungeon. Where it looks like that Modifius has announced Fallout, the tabletop RPG.
This is so freaking cool. As you know, we have talked about it before. Modifius does have a Fallout miniatures tactical game that has been super popular. Everybody has loved that. So now they're bringing the Fallout world into the role-playing sphere as well. First book that's going to come out is going to be a source book that you can use in the tabletop game as well, but you can also play it as a solo RPG. So it's going to be kind of like a dual book, and then they have other books planned to come out for this as well.
Oh, they're going to immediately support solo, because most RPGs don't support that very well.
No, not solo mode.
Oh, okay.
Did I say solo mode? If I said
that's what I thought you said.
If I said solo mode, I did not mean solo mode. No, you can use this as a source book for the tactical miniature game they have.
Okay, that's what I missed.
Yes.
Okay.
And then, or you can take it and use it as an RPG, like your standard RPG.
Okay. Now I understand what you're talking about.
And then there's going to be several other books that come out, and then they're eventually going to have books that come out that are just going to be for the RPG that will not have anything to do with the tactical miniatures game. This is going to come out in August. Pre-orders are going to go up pretty soon. This, of course, is using the 2D20 system that they use in their Conan game. So if you're familiar with how that works, pretty much how this one's going to work. But pretty exciting to see Fallout, the RPG, coming from our friends over at Modifius Entertainment.
Well, we just hope that it coming out of a miniatures game, we just hope that it doesn't sound familiar like a certain edition that shall not be named.
That's one of the things I was worried about.
Okay.
As soon as I read that, I was like, oh, dear God, no. So it really depends on how they handle it.
Though, I presume, though, if you want to be technical about it, so did Zero Edition of D&D come out of a miniatures game.
Well, there is that. But it did it so much better than the edition that not shall be named.
Yes.
Ooh, shots fired again. Ooh.
Let's then head out into what's on the screen. Nacelle Company acquires the documentary Eye of the Beholder, The Art of Dungeons and Dragons.
That is a very long title.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been a while since we talked about the Eye of the Beholder. I know we talked about it earlier. It premiered at Gen Con last year. We talked about it during our Gen Con coverage a little bit. We talked about it before. But this includes 40 interviews with all the legends of the D&D art world. So Larry Elmore, Jeff Easley, Clyde Caldwell. If they have done art for D&D, chances are they're going to be interviewed for this documentary. This movie is going to actually be released, so you can see it with this pickup from the Nacelle Company. It is going to be available several different ways. You're going to be able to get this on iTunes, on Google, on Xbox, on Vimeo, Amazon Prime, Vudu, Comcast, Cox, Spectrum, and many, many more. So, so look for this to be released May the 14th. You can look at all of those places and more. They haven't said if there's going to be a physical release, but I'm guessing there'll probably be Blu-ray DVD release as well, other than right now all they have released is it's going to be digital. But plenty of ways to watch this. May 14th. Eye of the Beholder, The Arts of Dungeons & Dragons. You can watch the trailer, which I've included over in the post. It looks amazing, and we're going to have a review of this coming soon to DDO Players as well.
Now, my question for you is, you're giving the list of artists in there, and one of them was Margaret Weiss. I was associated with her with being a writer.
Me
she
too.
Both?
And I don't know why that was in the press release. I was confused about that as you. I don't recall her ever doing any art. I know from another press release I read, I know they did interview her, and I'm assuming she's interviewed from the author and writer aspect more than the artist aspects, would be the only thing I can guess on that.
Okay.
Because there's a couple other people that are just like writers that didn't even write for D&D, but they're fans of D&D that they interview as well. So I kind of assume that's why, and she just got a mention in the press release because she's Margaret Weiss and everybody knows who she is.
Well, I presume that makes sense there. Let's then head into our weekend gaming. Which I'll have to warn you is abbreviated due to our last episode being a little bit late.
True. And plus, I was trying not to die, so there's that.
You're too busy doing that, yes.
And
that for half the time since the previous episode, the servers have been down.
That probably didn't help much either. There's that. So I don't die while I'm talking here. I will let you talk about what we did, because basically I did nothing other than what I did with you.
All right. You were trying to catch up on your sleep.
That too, and not die.
And not die. Well then. Therefore, what we did together is that we did actually manage to pull out our wood elves and play with them. We first off went into Sora Dusk Isle, what's that called?
Mm-hmm.
Where we were freeing Aha, Justice of Grust, the Trollish Scourge, and Extermination. And then we headed into the 12 for kind of a big deal.
And I didn't get stuck in a wall.
We didn't get stuck in a wall. Yay!
That was exciting.
Yes. And on tabletop, I managed to continue on in Arkham Horror, the card game. I finally got some time in it, probably mainly because I couldn't play Lotro yesterday. Because that skirmish event that I was playing on there, let's say it sucked up a lot of my board gaming time. So I was playing the Path to Carcosa. I was playing the adventure, The Unspeakable Oath in there. And for a little while, it looked like I was not doing too badly. We are talking about Arkham here. And then, of course, Arkham Horror decided that it was time to show me how Arkham Horror you can get.
As it always does.
Boom, boom, boom. everything that you could possibly think. Could this possibly go wrong? Quack! Could this thing possibly go quack? And my character was beaten and bruised by a series of probably the single worst card draws I could have gotten. So I inevitably was driven completely insane, and that ended my campaign very early. So I didn't, because that was a mandatory. You must survive. You must get through this adventure if you're going to continue to have. There aren't too many of them in Arkham Horror, the card game, but occasionally they have adventures where if you fail this, sorry, you're not getting it. In this case, this was one where you were supposed to go into the Arkham Asylum.
Wow.
Into the deepest parts of the Arkham Asylum.
Good luck
with
that.
And interview somebody, and then be able to get out afterwards.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Good luck with that is quite. I managed to get to the person I was looking to find, but getting out afterwards just wasn't in the cards. So, yep, I got knocked out, driven crazy, and all sorts of fun stuff in there. So I think I'll take a little break from Arkham after that little beating. Before I go back to that and try another game for a little while so that I could recover, because my sanity is in a questionable state after that.
I can see why.
You can see why. And that's pretty much all I had time to do. We currently have 21 supporters on Patreon. If you'd like to support DDO players, simply go to the donations page where you can support the Players Alliance on Patreon. There you'll find rewards, including a mention on the podcast of your choice, or even be guest with us for an episode of DDO Players News. We did not receive any emails this week, but if you'd like to send us one, you can send it to podcast@ddoplayers.com. And you can also follow us on Twitter. The Players Alliance @Players Ally, DDO Players @DDO Players, Draculetta @Dracula_72, and Pineleaf @Pineleaf Needles. And you can follow Drac on Twitch @Draculetta_72. At least you'll be able to after he recovers enough to do a stream.
Mm-hmm.
The Players Alliance has 2 shows. On Thursdays at 7 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, we have DDO Players News, and on Saturdays at 8:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, we have Local Players News. You can join us for our shows at ddoplayers.com/live. And that is all for tonight, and this is Pineleaf Needles reminding you to quest responsibly, at least once they get the servers back up.